There's also a chapter in your book around do's and don'ts. So what are some do's and don'ts when it comes to experimenting with the cloud?
Yeah, that chapter is very specific around how do you set up a culture for experimentation where people can try new things and learn. And the do's, if I remember correctly, it's a good test. The do's that I talk about are creating room for the experiments, meaning you're giving people the sort of the rope and the wherewithal and the ability to maybe even stumble. So there's the creating room for it. There's the ability, you do need to measure it. And every experiment that you go into shouldn't just be like a blank check. It should be, we think we're going to do this for a period of time and get X out of it, and then be able to kind of measure that. Celebrate it. Definitely celebrate it. Celebrate the experiments you're running, celebrate the results of those experiments, and celebrate the things that you learn when they don't necessarily go the way you thought they would. And then when you see something that's working, pour gas on it to make it go faster. And when you don't, but take the learnings and use it. The don'ts are not to get wed to a specific outcome. I think it's more about measuring sort of the milestones along the way, but don't necessarily run an experiment where the outcome is we're going to drive $100 million in new revenue, and that's like definitely going to happen. This is definitely what this is going to blossom into. It's just too big. Don't doubt your team, and then don't, just because it's an experiment, particularly if it's going to be something that ends up facing the customer, don't lower the bar on the customer experience and the customer outcome. I think you can have both. So those are just a few. And of course, anybody who wanted a little bit more elaboration on that can either find it in my book, or I believe that is one of the blog posts that's available on the internet also.